Hello, 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 everyone. It's Kim from K&RP here in southeastern Manitoba. It is currently -6, which means it feels like -11 wind chill factor, which is 21 Fahrenheit, which feels like 12 degrees Fahrenheit with our wind chill factor. It is cloudy. We had snow yesterday. It was really, really heavy, wet snow. Hi, Jan. Welcome, welcome. Heavy, wet snow, and it's staying. But the really strange thing is we're supposed to be in the pluses again by Wednesday. I don't know what the heck's happening to our weather. It's just super bizarre. Super, super, super bizarre. Hey, Anne, welcome, welcome. Jan, how was your dinner on Friday? I hope you had a really good time and good food. So I kind of cleaned up my desk. I kind of cleaned up beside me. I found all kinds of interesting bits. Bit of snow yesterday. It's washed away. You had some rain too, then, I guess? No, we had a fair bit of heavy snow. Ron actually had to take the snow blower out because it was so heavy. All right. So I was cleaning up. And you guys know that I was working on this journal. We talked about it. I also have this journal. And I have this journal. And I probably have 3 more up behind me on the shelf. So I figured instead of making more stuff, I'm going to get these journals ready for binding and finishing up because we talked about possibly having an auction for these journals on New Year's. Yes, no, I think we talked about that. That we would auction them off and then whoever got them would also pay the shipping. Anyway, still thinking about that. So these are a lot of the little signatures that I had done that I had sent Jean a whole bunch of for Defy. I kept a few. So I was looking at them and flipping through and adding little bits here and there. But one thing I did notice about quite a few of my journals is like in this one, dinner was a bit of a challenge. Oh no. Oh. Good morning, Belinda. Oh yeah, overtired toddlers out for dinner is rough. So I've noticed that a lot of my journals have really thin paper, like you know what a day planner is like. This paper is super, super thin. Well, when you try and put something like this on the page, this you have to remember has napkin, glue, and a single page, but it goes like this. Yeah, toddler dinner partners, definitely entertaining. They do that. So what I like to do is add a little bit of substance to the edges of my pages so that I don't have that kind of thing happening. Lace and glue always works really good. Different edgings, additional pages down. A lot of times I've taken these pages, I've glued them together, but you can see how flimsy these are. Even though I've been playing with them and decorating them and adding paint and bits, they're still really like flimsy. They're thin. So I figured I would go through my strip boxes and put strips on the edges to thicken them up. And that's kind of what I was thinking about today. Yeah, most kids do better in a home setting. They really do. So I'm just doing a really fast check the pages. I did get rid of a lot of the blank pages I hadn't done anything to. See, like this one. This one's really flimsy. If I leave it as it is, which is fine, lots of writing space. But I was thinking maybe that down this edge, I would just glue a strip, just a little bit of sturdiness, a little bit of interest. I pulled out my 2 bins. One's just strips, and the other is already done as borders. So I'm just going to grab something that kind of goes with what's on the page. I've got this lime green, white polka dot stuff. That's kind of cute. Doesn't really go. Let's see what I've got in my border bin. I've got like ice cream sundaes. Kind of matches. I don't think that's long enough. Just long enough. That's the one I'm going to use. So again, I am just taking strips of paper, putting borders on the edges just to help sturdy things up. And of course, I've got plastic to put under the page so we don't glue stuff together. We're going to put glue down on this. I wonder if I should use glue stick or we'll just use the liquid glue. Not that liquid glue. This one. Yes, man, and mushrooms are here. So I said, we kind of mentioned possibly doing an auction sale thing for these journals. Haven't any feedback, guys. I need ideas if I should do this or not, if anybody would be interested. Or I could just put a flat rate on and say, this is what I would like plus shipping. And I know that the shipping is horrendous, so you know my prices aren't going to be overly rude. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, so I've got this glued down. That thin strip like this between the paper and the glue, that's going to add a little bit of stability. Like you can see, this page is not nearly as woggy as it was. Woggy? You know what I mean. That one's stiff. This one's pretty thin. I think I'm going to add to this one. Oh yeah, I remember. I planned on adding to these ones. All this is the page, which, you know, I do have a pocket here, which gives this stability. But this stuff is pretty thin. If I'm just using it as a journal page, maybe I'm just going to put blocks of plain paper down with lines or whatever. So it would just be a writing page, not really hang things. Yeah, oh, I've got 3 of these tubes to use. And I'm still on my first one. So I think I will put a strip down here because there's nothing really on that. The other thing I really have to pay attention to is I have these bits sticking out, but they're really kind of ugly. So I'm going to have to decorate that somehow. Make that pretty so it's nice from both sides. But as I say, I'm going to flip through all these 3 journals, and we're just going to strengthen pages as we come to them. And this one too is not bad. It's got napkin. So up here, you can see how flippy it is. But down here already it's got substance because I've got goop stuff glued down. This is not straight. I might have to dress that. It's kind of getting frayed. Unless I took a sanding block. Where's my sanding thing? I had it right here. Like an emery board. And we actually just stress it that bit. You know? Anyway, that's another. We're working on getting these stable. Making them stable. So let's take this, because this has some fun doodle bits on it, right? I don't know. Oh, here's a green and yellow one. That would go much better. And this one, because it's wobble cut, I'm not going to put it right to the edge. I'm going to put it in just a little bit. Hey, Jean, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. I am just showing that on these thin pages, I'm just adding some stability to them because they're too thin and flimsy that if we were putting additional stuff on, like paper clips, they don't have substance to hold them. So I'm going through my borders and things and just getting stuff to. We did get snow. We got a fair bit of wet, heavy snow. And when Ron pushed it to the side, it was really, really wet underneath. So that when he went to push the next one, it too was wet underneath. And it froze right fast. Very strange, very strange. We had our town Santa Claus parade yesterday. The way they do the parades here in town, it's really kind of interesting. Is they start at a local church. You got rain. Well, we've got below freezing temperatures, so I'm glad we didn't get rain. It would just be horrible out there. So they start at the church, or one of the churches in town. We have 4. And then they go down Main Street and they turn up the side street, go all the way down First Street, and then they loop around and come back down Second Street and loop and go down Third Street. So you don't have to go and stand on Main Street and watch the parade. And by doing it this way, they also do have a tin for the bin so people can stand out at the end of their driveway, not be cold for very long. The parade's not very long. There was the 2 fire trucks from town, all decked out beautifully. There was a truck and float from a local store. There was another truck all decorated up. Yeah, it was lovely. And they've all got lights on and they got carolers singing in the backs of the trucks. And it's just actually, yeah, no parking hassles, no blocking off streets, nothing. Just lovely, absolutely lovely. Because our town is small, right? So it's very feasible for them to do this and go past every single house in town. So then they've got the truck that is collecting the tins for the bin for the local food bank. And then they've got Santa in a big easy chair in the back of a truck. And everybody's throwing out candy and chips. It's good. It's wonderful. It is absolutely a lot of fun. Okay, so I just can't really see it. I'm using this page underneath because of the plastic, so my pages aren't getting glued together if I'm right on the edge. So I just did a little strip of border. We didn't bother taking pictures, but this is just going to give that little bit of stability. So we're playing Make the Journal Stable. Something in this house has to be. That one I'm not worried about. It will have a pocket. Some of them have lace on, so once they've got lace, I consider them strong enough. Some of the pages are glued together, which is good. No, and about the pictures, it's not like we don't have huge floats or anything. We really, really don't have anything that decorative. Okay, so I have a total blank page right here. You know what? I'm just ripping it out because I think this journal is going to have enough pages in it. Because it was a day planner, right? So there was actually 300 pages. I don't know how many's in here now. Oh, look, this is lifting a little bit. I'll have to come in with some glue under that. Wow, that's really not sticking. What kind of glue did I use? Do you guys remember? Better not have been this clear stuff. Would not be impressed. And then there's going to be a pocket across the bottom here. If I trim these flat, I could put that as a pocket. Or even just use it as a tuck spot. Okay, I'm going to make this edge flat so it goes against the side. Against the side and the bottom. And that's going to be a tuck spot. This is from 2014. You know, when you work in healthcare, you have to keep your planners for X length of time. So I've had this longer than I needed to. So I figured, because we don't throw anything out. And all the extra pages, because they've got lines and stuff on them, I can just lop off this hunk or whatever, throw it in another journal because it's got line already. If I'm putting it on a something like this background, I can have like strips of it. Oh, washi tape is nasty for that. This is my homemade washi. So I glued it down because it wasn't sticky at all. So I hope you guys have been having some fun days. I have, as I said on Friday, I painted all the door frames. And by Friday evening, my hand was totally done. Totally done. And my feet hurt from going up and down onto the stool and standing on my tippy toes. Oh my goodness. So yesterday, I sat and watched TV all day, which is so not me. So not me. So, yeah. Of course, I'm going to come and embellish around these. This is not my concern right now. It's the flimsiness of the pages. See, two more. Two more. They're gone. This is going to be a gator mouth when it's done anyway. We know that that's what I make. And I ripped out a whole bunch of pages to begin with. I'm not sure exactly how many's in here. I am going to put a strip along there. I've got some heavier stuff here. And once I start putting paper in, it's going to be... I'm going to use this crazy orange strip. It's not straight by any means. So I'm going to wobble cut it right down the middle. Yeah. So this is quick, easy way to do borders. Right? You've got leftover strips or you make strips. Yeah, I could have doodled on them, definitely, but I didn't. So I'm not, when I'm doing some more embellishing on the pages, maybe I will come back and doodle on it. Maybe I won't. Okay, let's trim that at the top of the page. And we're going to take a black marker and edge that. And this one's really flimsy too. It's just got paint marking on it. So I'm going to put a piece on that one as well. Maybe I'll do it a little bit differently. So what have you guys been working on lately? My plan is to get these, whatever journals I've got started right now, I want them complete by the end of the year. Can I do it? I don't know. We'll find out. So I'm just running my marker along the edges. And of course, then I'm going to have to start some new journals in the new year to be working on. I'm going to need that still. Paint blobs. ATCs for Joni Swap. Nice. My ATCs are complete. We did those Friday. Always love doing ATCs. I really do. The thing about ATCs is if you've got a whole bunch of them cut, like the background's cut, or if you've got a deck of playing cards you can use for your ATCs, because they are the size of a playing card. Christmas? All right. Oh, nice, Anne. Very, very nice. If you've got ATC blanks just kicking around, if you're watching a YouTube video and you see someone trying something different, they're a wonderful thing to try out your experiments on, because it's a 2.5 by 3.5 inch piece of paper, right? So I'm just trimming it to the top of the page now. There. Now, of course, I can come and put circles, circles of other papers in here so that, or squares, whatever. But now it's got that additional stability. This one I said I needed something on. I don't know. Should I use the other half of this? Why not? Blue and orange goes great together. And I'm not going to edge it in black. Oh, I don't have to do that top though. There we go. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see the Jane Austen album. Maybe that's something we could work on next year as a group. Pick a theme, and once a week we make stuff to go into the journal. Like one day we could do page tabs, a couple of days we could do pockets. But do it as a theme and do it like a group project. I've got it upside down. Or maybe we could say the month of January is different ways to fold pockets. I don't know. Throw some ideas at me, guys. There, that gives it that bit of stability. I might put one on this side too. Even though I've got this little cluster that we did. Remember when I was doing those little cluster things with the cupcake liners? Let's see, yellow. I'd like to have a nice yellow. Oh, that's not nearly long enough, but that's a lovely little border piece. See, sometimes I just sit down and doodle and make fun little border bits. You know, just do what you play with what you've got. See, I've got lots of small ones. I might have to do a wee journal. I do mean a wee little journal. Well, it doesn't have to go to the top and bottom. It can just be part way, as long as it gives the stability, right? And that is a piece of cardstock. Oh, look, there's a nice yellow and lime green. I kind of like that. And again, it's not going to go all the way top to bottom. It's just a little bit short. Sometimes do you know how I get bits of strips of painty papers? Okay, we could do that. And maybe um, we could have a list of what you guys would like to play with or, mass make or whatever. And maybe on Tuesdays, we could do that because it's my use day afternoon and I use scraps, right? So it could be a real focus on getting bits, useful bits, complete. It was funny because Friday it's like, oh, I need painty papers. You know what? I don't need painty papers. I just needed painty papers because I felt that I needed painty. I don't need painty papers. My goodness. Oh, okay. One thing I do suggest, keep your liners from cereal boxes. They make great, if you were to be working in your journal and you decided that you want to add paint to an edge of a page or whatever, like you put it between your pages so that it doesn't bleed through to it might bleed through one page, but not onto the top of another. That's cute. I like that. Well, yes, men like it. Exactly. Oh, yeah, Jean, I've got so much scraps. I've got bins of, like, I save all my long, thin scraps of everything, and then I turn them into edgings or, you know, belly bands. I save everything. I really do. And then, of course, you guys have seen me do this, but I do this even when I'm not online with you guys. I paint stamp on my book pages, and then I come back and doodle them or whatever. But I still do all this on my book pages, right? I can spend hours just doodling on book pages so that I've got collage fodder. These are my yes men. My husband saw these online, and they've got magnets in their eyes, and the magnets repel each other. So they're supposed to be kind of like a perpetual motion thing. And because of the strapping, they don't stay nice and tight together, like they're not lined up nice. But if you get one going, you kind of get a, because of the magnets, right? So I call them my yes men. And I'm thinking they need little hats or mustaches or something yet, but yeah, ripple effect. So, sometimes you just need somebody who's going to agree with whatever you do. That's my guys. Those are my guys. So, again, I suggest if you're just sitting in front of the TV and you got a marker or a gel pen, whatever, doodle some book pages. And the cool thing is that, okay, I've cut all mine out now. But if you leave them in your book, then they're all contained in one place. But yes, that's a great idea. So maybe I should have a big piece of paper and a marker. Let's use one of these because I got lots of these. And a marker, and let's write down ideas of what kind of elements you guys would like to work on. I like page tabs. That is paper scraps, fabric scraps, whatever you've got, we can turn into. Yeah, I've got a lovely handyman hubby. And you guys have seen me make this stuff so that you know we're going to be working on page tabs. You need paper scraps, markers, stencils, whatever, painty bits. What else? Edges, borders. Pockets, dangles, pockets will cover a multitude, definitely. Fiber bits, paper clips, yes. And fiber bits, are you thinking making like, oh, something fell. Like when I did these tassels, you can't see it. I thought it reached like these tassels that Janet did. Because what I was doing before I even figured out about the tassels is I would just take little bits of paper fabric and I would sew down a sequin or a button, and I would just have a bin of all these little bits, and I would just add them onto a page or onto an ATC, and it'd just be a cute little fabricy dangle, you know. Any way to use fabric? Okay, I've got ways to use fabric. Clusters still confuse you? Okay. Clusters are fun. You can do clusters so many different ways. Okay, so we've got to start, and we can always add to the list, right? So which one of these, like, let's figure out January. We're doing it for next year, starting in January, which isn't very far away. Um, lace, okay, envelopes, journal cards. See? Lace, belly bands, snippet rolls. Should we start with a snippet roll? What do you guys want to start with? What would you guys like to start with? See, I've got a whole bunch of pages. We gotta go. Because by the time I've added all my other stuff into here, it's going to be. I still want to have quite a few pages. A snippet roll. Okay, you can do it out of paper or you could do it out of fabric. Basically, what it is you take a wooden spool, if you've got a wooden spool, or you don't even need a wooden spool. You just decide on a width that you want to do, 2 or 3 inches, and you make a long strip of paper. That you cut 2 or strips, and you glue them together. And on that strip, say you've got leftover page like this, you would put a strip here, a strip there, a square here, whatever, right? Adding machine paper would work fantastic, wouldn't it? So then you would add paper, you would add stamps, you would add whatever, like a cluster, but you do like a single layer to start, right? So then after you've got about 6 inches, you could add some lace to it. You could add some stitching in certain places. You could add ribbon, glue it down, stitch it down, staple it down, whatever works for you. And you keep building this up with all your scraps, like I do these, right? So if I kept going, if I joined all these together, that would be like the beginning of a snippet roll. And then you would do, like I say, some stitching on it. You would add some buttons. You could add some lace. You could add some skinny masterboard. Exactly. If you're stamping off something, you could stamp off on here. Hey, Cal, welcome. And then at the end, however big you want to make it, you roll it up, and it's called a snippet roll. So then if you want to make a cluster or you want a pocket, you just cut a piece off that you want, whatever size you want, and it's your focal point. Does that make sense? So if I took this could be my background piece, and then I could take like paper buttons and these dangly things and glue it on there. And then I could take some of this green grassy stuff and put little squares all over. And then on those squares, I could add a sequin or a bead, or maybe put some fiber on it. No, you don't have to roll them either. I've got like this kind of stuff, long strips, 3-4 inches just hanging. And then I just, use them and okay, so I can't even remember where I was. Cal, I am just strengthening pages in my journal right now because when you put on a paper clip or whatever and it hangs over, I'm just adding some border stuff so that I can got this lovely blue metallic stuff. I'm gonna put it on there. Yeah. So like I was doing that bits book and my cluster book, and I can take a snippet of that and just add whatever, like that. You saw me chop up my other strip. That's what these strips were. And that's now a flip out. So they could write on here. Yeah, it's lumpy, but it's cute. So let's cut this to size instead of gluing the whole thing. But it's kind of cool to do it out of fabrics too. You know, if you've got a piece of ribbon that you absolutely detest, you could turn that into a snippet roll by adding various buttons and lace and whatever you like. We could do some paper ribbons. You know those pleated paper ribbon things? Oi. Paper ribbon? Okay, I'll write down paper ribbon. Paper ribbon. I heard you guys going, it's over on top of your book. I heard you. Okay. So yeah, that's still kind of flimsy. I think I'm going to take a short piece and add it to this side. And I'm just doing it this way. There's all kinds of ways to do this. All kinds of ways. This is a nice, kind of matches this. It's got the X's. I'm going to do that. And I'm only going to do this long. This long, this wide, maybe not that wide. If I thought about it, could have folded this in half and done half on each side, but I didn't think about that. So if I put that down, I'm going to cut it in half. How are you today, Cal? Are you having a better day today? So if we're going to do that, if we're going to do Tuesday, use day, learning, various things. Look, I didn't cut that even in any way, shape, or form. What a shame. I should have wobble cut it. All is good. All is good. Then we could make some, and then we could either use it on the following Sunday, what you would use it for, or we could make some in the very beginning and then have like a journal or a altered book that we're working on and put it in right away. Does that make sense? Oh, that's good and stiff now. That one, see, this is way heavier than the page. I'm going to have to put something pretty sturdy down that side. Pretty sturdy. What do I want? What do I want? Maybe something like a cardstock? Like cardstock or something? I have lots of lace and fabric and stuff. I have an entire, probably 8 by 10 room behind me stacked with that kind of stuff. Okay, I've got this lovely piece of cardstock. I'd put a piece of the full washi paper on the scanner and I scanned it in. And then I've been using this as tags in journals, cutting off a piece and putting them in pockets. Oh, good. I'm glad it's a good day for you. Okay. I want something fun. Something fun. Cut out all these little people. I think they were supposed to be gingerbread babies. I got them from a cookbook. Aren't they cute? Okay. Something. Oh, you're good and sturdy. That'll make great lines. It's pretty wide. Pretty wide. As I say, I'm looking for a heavier piece of paper. So I think that one really needs to be good and straight. Oh, look, I've got a belly band in here. You know what? I'm going to use that as a border. I'm going to glue that right down, just like that. It does. I'm not sure if it was, that's where these ice cream sundaes came from as well, like the row of ice cream sundaes. Very strange. I think that was like on the gingerbread page or something. I could glue that down like that. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, so now we got to decide what we want to start with. And then, again, when we're doing journal cards, do we want to do themed journal cards? Or what do we want to do? How to Serve Man. Yeah, it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. So now I'm going to flip it over this way and rub it down really good. Oh, look, this is coming up. Nothing like having to go back and glue down something that you glued like 3 years prior. I've got so again, we're going to do this. It's very sticky. These things. So if I say like belly bands, We can make them out of anything. We could use them out of lace. We could use them out of fiber. I would probably show you 2 or 3 different ways to do it, like book page fiber and scraps, right? Regluing the glue. Yep. Hey, Stacy May. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Inchies? Yes. We could do inchies. We could do inchies and twinchies as well. I'll add it to the list. Inchies and twinchies. All right. So we've got quite a few done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 so far. That will take us into March. So if we do this, okay, what I will do is I will put them into a calendar and I will put it up in Meet Your Creativity, and I will give you a list of supplies to have handy for each thing. We've got paper clips on this one somewhere. Paper clips, paper clips. We got those. We did hidden paper clips last Friday, was it? When Jean was here? Friday before? We did these guys. These are hidden paper clips. We made Theodore's. But yeah, we could do. So what would be the first thing you guys would want to play with? And I mean pockets. There's so many different ways of doing pockets. Yeah, and then you could post what you make. That would be great. So then my suggestion to you guys is, if you're doing some hand stitching and you get little bits of thread left over, you know how you get threads left in your needle and it's not big enough to do a stitch, so you cut it off. Take that little thread and throw it in a bin or throw it in a plastic bag so that you've got little bits of fibers, all your little scraps. You don't have to have things this size. I do because I'm me. Little scraps of paper. You guys see what I've used. If you're cutting out of magazines, remember to look for texture, not necessarily the picture. That'd be awesome. Absolutely awesome. But if you're cutting out a shape of something and you get something like this, right? You've got that left over. It's kind of interesting, but you know what? If you put it on a page edge or down the side of a journal card or something, that adds a whack load of interest. Yeah, full washi as well, definitely. Bits of fibers, bits of yarns, if you guys are doing um, whatever crocheting and stuff you're working on. Speaking of which, I actually made 10 little bird bodies because I'm going to have the wall at the pharmacy. So I got the bird bodies made. I just have to do the wings and tails. And where is it? I bought something, guys. I've been buying a lot of stuff lately. It's absolutely crazy. and I was cleaning this area and I put them someplace safe. Anyway, I bought a bag of, I think it's like 400 pieces of wooden hearts off of Amazon because I'm going to use the little wooden hearts for the beaks on the birds. So that I guess I could have used fun foam hearts. They could be great as well. But I'm going to use them as beaks. I'm going to try and do their wings a little bit more heart shaped. And I'm going to sell them as lovebirds because of Valentine's Day coming up. Oh, yeah, keep some of your wrapping paper. And of course, if you're harvesting a magazine or whatever, if you like the little critters, I was harvesting a kid's book. So I've got like little rabbits and shovels and pails and boxes with things in. We'll figure out fun ways to use this stuff up too. Oh, so cute. What was oh so cute? The bunny? The little bunny? He is very cute. Tea bags, coffee filters, yeah. Just remember to dry them out really, really well. I'm looking for thin pages that need some stability on the edge. Not getting very far, talking too much. You guys are just watching me glue today anyway. What's on this side? No, I got something there already. But it's a tuck spot though. That's a tuck spot though. I could put it on this one. Could put it on that one. That's not bad. Does it swear too much at that? There's green and red though. Green and red. No, not playing that game. Old greeting cards, yes. Oh, the birds. Yeah, I've got a few of these little guys. Got a few of them. I had a lot of fun. Had an awful lot of fun doing these guys. I was going to string them and put them on the Christmas tree. I did find the tennis balls, ping pong balls that I have, so we could make some birds out of ping pong balls. Yeah, greeting cards, candy wrappers. Definitely, definitely. A couple of not paint lids, um, glue stick lids, that kind of thing, so that we can use them for mark making. Remember your mark making stuff because we'll be doing a fair bit of that. So basically, the basics you always will need are glue, scraps of paper, scissors. markers, paints, anything like that. You can get away with using Dollarama stuff because that's what I use. Another good tip, though, is keep your papers in small, medium, and large sizes so that it's easier to find things. Because when I'm going through a bin like this, yeah, they're all long, skinny bits, but some are short because I've been using, if I've only got like a piece this much left, then it goes in a different container. This one would be like a folded over edge of the, toothpaste tube lids. Yes, they're really good. Yeah, I've been trying to sort my stuff for how many years? I'm not really getting much done. I've got some red scribble in here with a gel pen. I don't know how well you can see it, but it will pick up the red on there. And I like the purple with the blue. Bubble wrap. Yes, mark making stuff. Whatever you have on hand. Even if you've got like a piece of saran wrap that you want to ball up and use, that works as well. Wax paper. So maybe what we'll do is if you have full sheets of gel prints or master boards, suggestions on how to cut them up so that you've got ATCs and journal cards and borders and belly bands out of. The reason I'm putting all my wobble cuts to the inside is because I have used some wobble cuts on the outside, and the backs of them are really. I'm gonna have to go and decorate them. That one needs. We'll put it on this side. I'll put it on this side. Yay! I'm using up stuff, guys. I'm using up stuff. What's on that side? You know what? Where's that folded one? I'm gonna take this folded one, and I'm gonna use this folded one on here. Yeah. That's a great use for scrapbook paper. It really is. I used scrapbook paper in this journal because I had some from my neighbor when she moved. See, I'm left with this bit. I am going to cut that there, and I am going to use that on an ATC or something. Those are garbage. So yeah, if you guys want to watch Carrie or anybody else making master boards, that's a really good idea. Have a couple of master boards done up. Or maybe next Tuesday I will make a master board. You got, all right. So what you will need is something to use as the backing. You can use a magazine page. You could use any sort of paper of a larger variety. It doesn't have to be cardstock because you will be layering stuff on top of it. So you have to consider how thick it's going to make your journals, of course. Old mail, definitely. I like those when I'm making journal cards, those things in magazines, the renewal subscription postcard things. I love those. Okay, so next Tuesday, well, day after tomorrow, we'll make master boards. So you will need paper scraps, whatever, napkins, tissues, pictures, whatever. Paint, something to scrape paint on with, stamps, whether you want to use stamp pads or paint, it's up to you. Some markers, any other mark making tools that you want to use. Poster board works, yeah. Hey, Don, welcome. Just going through this journal and thickening up page edges so that I'm just taking these ones out so that they've got a bit more stability, because these pages in here are really, really, really thin. And we were just discussing, see, this is just blank white. I will have to come back and do something with that. Any pages that I haven't used yet, I am ripping out and just using what I've got remaining in. If I put something on it, I'm keeping it. If I haven't, it's gone. Okay. That page isn't bad. This page is flimsy. It needs a border. I'm going to use a big orange border again. I have journal cards, page tabs, edges and borders, pockets, dangles, paper clips, clusters, faux washi, lace, belly bands, snippet rolls, paper ribbon, inchies and twinchies, flip outs. Flip outs and tags. Dawn, we're just kind of making up a list of things. I'm going to be doing these on Tuesdays, my Tuesday afternoon, and I am going to make up a calendar for each Tuesday and what we're going to be working on, and there will be a supply list. Corner tucks. We're going to have a whole year of this, guys. I need a new page. Corner tucks. And included with the corner tucks, we can also do corner bookmarks. Hi Sherry, welcome, hun. Yeah, I've got hidden paper clips over here. I'll show you two different ways to hide the paper clip and then various ways for decorating. What was this one? You know, I'm just gonna do them both. Because I got stuff to use up. Oh yes, thanks for the thumbs up, peeps. I appreciate it. So as I say, I will make a calendar and I will probably do it in not I'll do it more like a list form kind of thing. More like a Word document than or a PDF. Oh, plastic. Didn't put my plastic down. Yeah. What have you been working on lately, Sherry? This lace is really big. I probably should have folded it in half, but I didn't. I did not. Oh, right. Right. You're doing the Ephemera. Oh, Kim. Your plastic. You need your plastic. We can also figure out various things that you like to tuck in the pockets. I have actually been working on chopping up some magazines and coloring books to use for that so that I don't have to make absolutely everything for the journals. I'm trying not to make everything for the journals. We'll see how well that works. You know, that Mod Podge really makes a mess. Might have to decorate that differently. Is okay. Gonna see how that works. This one needs something. I guess maybe I should wait and finish these pages off because of the way I've got the Mod Podge slopped over. I think I had planned on putting other papers down. I'm going to leave those and come back to it. See, look, all kinds of pages that can come out still. All right. I used this ruffly ribbon I had to, or lace, and it's so thick. It's more like an eyelet than a lace. And I had to use my clothespins to glue it down. And so, of course, it didn't glue straight. So maybe I'm going to have to do some wobbly lines and doodle in them. Then I got those. All right, so this one, I think I've got the page edges solid enough. I'm going to put this one to the side and check out these little signatures. Only if the pages are really, really flimsy will I be adding anything to these ones. Okay, I will add to there. When you guys use bags in your journals, do you glue them down or do you totally unfold them? What do you do? I think I'm going to run some glue in here. Just wondering what you guys do. See, I didn't even put where the glue is supposed to go on that one. So what I will do is I will take a piece of this and I will edge it top and bottom. And sometimes the cover, okay. Yeah, because normally I think I put glue even down so that I don't have all this. Might have to run some glue in there. Of course, now that it's in the book. I guess it would be easiest if I brushed the glue on now. Or I definitely need to do something with that. And I should have done it before I put it in. I could use it as a pleat for journaling cards. Yeah, because once it's glued on the sides, then that's going to be that bit sturdier because it's not going to be coming apart, right? Okay, I'll leave it the way it is on the insides. And do this. Okay. Cut that way big. I'm going to trim it right there. So I'm going to put glue on this side. Oh, I didn't get that right up to the fold. Slide. Can you slide? Will you slide it? It won't slide now. Of course not. It's good. There. That'll take care of those crazy edges on the bag. And I need to cut about that much off. This one. I'm hoping to have these journals complete before the end of the year. That's my goal anyway. So I just wanted to show you guys how I strengthen edges. Because sometimes your paper can be pretty flimsy. These ones, I think they're not as bad as that day planner that I'm using. Hey, Teresa, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you. I am just strengthening edges in some journals I'm working on because sometimes the pages are just so flimsy, they don't hold anything. Like this one, right? It's just copy paper. But I bet you I was going to put a pocket at the bottom. So what I will do is I will just put a piece of plain white down the edge of that. I have a whole bin of paper strips, plain paper strips. Or maybe I'll use blue, but lots of blue. That's black. Oi. This one. That'll work. And then if I put a pocket on to cover up these paint splatters, it will be good. Okay. And of course, this is not cut straight by any means. Let's find one that is straight. There we go. That one's cut straight. It's funny how even with a cutter, I can't cut straight all the time. What have you been working on, Teresa? Haven't seen you for a while. I know that you were having a rough go for a bit there. Are you feeling better now? I hope you are. Especially at this time of year, I'm sure it's a really rough go. We were just listing off some things for journals that we want to do some mass makes. So we've got things done for journaling next year. So I was writing down lists of different things to make. I will be posting a calendar. Oh, this is really thin. It may have to stay that way. I've got a big I can't talk and work today. Back from the basement. Welcome back, Anne. Didn't hold you hostage the way mine holds me. we're making lists of things that we would like to make together. So I will be putting a calendar up in Meet Your Creativity. We're starting in January, and if we're doing journal cards, I'll give a listing of various things that we will be using to make them. Still have that blue smudge there. You know what? I have that blue paint. Maybe what I'll do is I will just take some more of that blue paint as it is. Come. I will show you what I'm going to do. Sometimes you know, if you've got it around the edge, I guess I could do kind of like a tuck or something. These already have a right way, wrong way, like upside down, and because I've got pockets in it, I'm just going to take a little bit of this blue paint. Hadn't planned on painting today, but that's okay. And I'm just going to take a piece of cardstock or something. Let's use this. That's no. This is a paint thing. Actually, if you're putting glue down, if you're doing tiling, you'll be watching from the balcony. Okay. Okay, Anne. Oh, really? That's too bad, Teresa. That'd be very, very tiring. Decorating plain paper would definitely be a perfect topic, Anne. So I'm just going to get some blue paint. You know, I just used my plastic that I am protecting the other pages with. Maybe I shouldn't be online today. We're just going to touch it so that those smudgies kind of look like they're supposed to be there. You know, just disguise things, guys. Just got to do some disguising sometimes when you've been painting and you've got stuff on the back. Especially if you're using it as a page in a journal and you want to kind of disguise it that little bit, which is fine. And because this paint's not overly thick right now, it's not going to take, except for there, it's not going to take that long to dry. Yeah, plain paper can be pretty scary, can't it? I know that that was always when I was teaching Meet Your Creativity. That was the one thing that people found the scariest is staring at that blank page. I'm just going to wipe this paint up here. Okay. And then I'm going to take this paint and I am going to smear it on something. What am I going to smear it on? Put that to the side. You know what? I'm just going to run it down this blue piece of paper here. Then I'm going to doodle it. Look, now I'm making a mess everywhere. Because I can. You know, we all know that sometimes I don't think things through. Plain You know what? I've got over 100 monsters right now, Belinda. I don't think I need to do any more monsters. I could do other paint blob things, I'm sure. Haven't kind of thought of what I could do. I'm just dragging this paper through this wet paint. I'm going to turn these into fun borders by doodling on them. See, things just, I hadn't planned on painting today, guys, but you never know what's going to happen. All right. So now I've got to put this plastic to the side to dry. Put that to dry and get another piece of plastic to cover up this paper. Oh, way too small. Here, I've got a piece of parchment paper. I save, parchment paper, waxed paper. These are from when I was ironing down vinyl onto shirts or other fabric, whatever, when you're making rude t-shirts and things. I use parchment paper between my heat press and the plastic so it doesn't make a mess. A concertina? Oh, okay. We could do a concertina. They do look fun. And, oh, look. That had glue on it. I'm going to have to do something about that. Concertina. Yeah, paint blob monsters are a great idea. Maybe I should do a series of robots that way. Paint blob robots. Although I thought Jean and I were going to do robots one day. So we're going to need a list of 52 different things unless we decide that there's something we want to revisit in another shape, form, that kind of thing. I'm running out of room on my desk, and I thought I had cleaned up enough space for today. Okay, let's make a zine as well. I know that we did those with Jean recently, but we could do a zine. What else? How about awesome from paint blobs? A lot of times what I do is I just take the paint and I scrape it onto like a card or whatever, and I just take my art journal and just smear it onto a page so that I've got a start of a background. Maybe what we should do that way is if you've got paint and you've got the blobs left and you don't know what to do with them, maybe we should have a piece of brown paper or something beside us where we do our roller offs, sprayer offs, and just keep adding that paint in various, to that so that we've got the base for a masterboard. What do you think, guys? Is that keeping too much stuff around? Or, you know how I used this flyer, this home hardware flyer, and I made a bits book? If you get one of these flyer kind of things in the mail, keep it handy and scrape your paint. Yeah, if you have that blank page, smear it onto a page in the flyer. And we'll start doing like master boards in your flyers. What do you think? That saves it from going down the drain. It's not wasting the paint. I've got No idea where this came from, and it's not fitting where I wanted it to. What is that in there that's stopping that? What have I got? Oh, this is my envelope journal. This is my envelope journal. Made out of all envelopes. That was another Janet Nash project that I was doing. I have so many used envelopes. I think we're going to have to make, maybe that's the kind of journal I'll make again next. But not until I've got these ones finished. I've got so many that I've got to finish. So many. Oh, flyers from local paper? Jan, definitely. Definitely. And the cool thing is say it's got a picture in there or something that's interesting. It could be a toaster oven, whatever you find interesting. Work around it and use that as a focal point. It could be a lot of fun. But yeah, that fear of the blank page, I've got tips and tricks for that as well. Okay, let's bring this back. This paint is dry. Which way was I going? Where was I and what have I done? I must be going this way. Yeah, because I did that. Look, paint on me. Sorry. See, I even put in like a calendar. Just part of a picture, chop it down, use it in your journal. Oh. Now, see, I've got pockets this way and my writing is upside down. Hey, Malia, welcome, welcome. Just kind of showing the, I'm strengthening up weak pages is what I'm doing. So that if I want to put on a paper clip or whatever, then I can do that. Yeah. Exactly. Believe that's a great idea. So again, I've got the other half of the bag. I'm going to put glue in these, and I don't know that I'm going to edge these ones, but I am going to put glue in them. How are you, Malia? Are your kids driving you crazy with Christmas coming up? Oh, Jan, has Fee been to see, Fiona been to see Santa Claus yet? Are you getting pictures with Santa? Don't remember seeing any, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, I'm going to leave these just the way it is on that one. See, I got pockets. This is the bottom. This is the bottom. See, these things are all written upside down. My numbers are upside down. Maybe these are going to be up tucks. But then the pictures are upside down. I don't know. This is going to be one of those flip-flop reversible journals. Not this year yet, no? Joe's doing overnights. Pink Ball Monsters. Awesome, Belinda. That's awesome. Are they not too bad? Oh, COVID on top of that sinus thing you've been having. My goodness, girl. Wow. brutal. Oh, look, it's not even sewn together. See, guys, I start all this stuff, and I've got it piled up beside me, and then I bury it. I completely forget about it. Okay. Not bad. This goes this way. Awesome, Jen. That's awesome. How's he liking his new job? This opens at the top. I think what I'm going to have to do is put a band around the top so it's got stability. I think that's what I need to do with this. So let's take something that's got a bit of oomph to it. I got a lot of Christmas paper kind of stuff. Because I had to do a greeting card thing. I don't know why I agreed to do a card making class. I don't make cards. But you know, when you're on an art board and they go, "Oh, Kim's the one that does the visual art. She can do it for us, for you." You kind of it just happens. Just happens. Oh, he doesn't have the new job yet. Oh, good, good, good. You're moving into a bubble. Oh, I'm sorry that you're going through all that. That is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. I'm just going to cut these just a smidge shorter so it's not really going to interfere with the spine. So I glued the bottom. Okay, this is going to go along the top. Just give them that stop. And then I'm going to fold it around the edge of the bag. The reason I'm doing this is because A, the bag is a really thin paper. And B, you know when you're putting things in and out of a pocket, the top has a tendency to rip if the paper's too thin. Did you girls have COVID too, Malia? And I'm going to do the same to this side. But I'm going to use blue. Oh. I need a bigger piece. Bigger piece, bigger piece. They're all very short. What about that? Oh, that's so rough. So rough on the littles. So rough on the littles. It's rough on you too, because you still have to look after them even if you're not feeling up to par. Now, something like this, I would save and I would use it on a snippet roll or something like that. But if you are looking for something to tuck into a small pocket, it's nice and white on the back because this is scrapbook paper. It's only printed one side. You could use that as a tuck in the pocket, just as a little piece of, you know, they could write a quote or something on it. That's awesome, Belinda. Well, the only good thing about that, Malia, is you all having it at once so that it's over and done with for now, hopefully. Yeah, it's making a comeback right now. Wondering if it's because of the weather that, we're inside that bit more. I don't know. All I know is that it's making quite a comeback here, too. I mean, we had to have my grandson tested before they came for Christmas on the 3rd, just to make sure. I always found that my kids got sick at Christmas. They got chicken pox, they got, yeah, ear infections, something about Christmas and not feeling well. All right, so I'm going to consider this one ready to be finished embellished as well. Get somewhere, guys. I appreciate you being here, watching me glue and ramble on about not much of anything. This is a strange journal. Even though that's a thin piece of paper, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. I can add little strips on each section if I desire. That needs to be trimmed yet. Yeah, exactly. Got to be around the germs. That's probably a very good point, Malia. When your immune system's low. I also found that if I was under a lot of pressure, if I had deadlines to meet for work or whatever, planning like the Christmas party for 200 people plus their families, I would get really, really, really stressed, but I could handle it. But once the party was over, that's when I would get sick. So this one I consider ready just to be decorated. Been doing some decorating, some playing. I'm going to leave that bag the way it is. I'll doodle on the yellow dots. Yeah, got to be amongst the germs to do that. Oh, look, this one's ripped because it's such a thin bag. What am I going to do? I guess what I'll have to do is put like a cluster or something on there. Maybe we should design band-aids for our journals, guys. So that when we get a little rip like this, we can glue down a band-aid. Really tempted. Really tempted. Okay, what color band-aid do I want? I've got... Let's do a yellow band-aid. So it needs to be about this long. Washi... I don't have washi tape. I have my homemade washi tape though. You're right. Okay, where is that? I have a whole bin of it. I made a whole bin. And I put it, I've been cleaning. I've been cleaning. I've been cleaning. Here it is. It's over here. Look, I've even got some red stuff. Okay, I need a piece of this big. There we go. You would never know that I've been cleaning, guys. I've got 4 extra bins on that side table. In January, yeah, going back to school after holidays. Oh yeah, Jen, I had to clean. Brutal. This is just brutal here. That looks good. Washi tape. Washi tape. It's not washi tape, it's my take on washi tape, which is tracing paper with stuff on it. There. Okay, I was going this way. I was trying to use up a lot of old calendars. This is just a thin piece of copy paper, these two. But it's not that really flimsy copy paper, you know? I think I could get away with leaving it as it is. This one I will do some decor around the edges because, it doesn't fit properly on the gel plate. 2 more signatures, guys. You only have to tolerate me for 2 more signatures. And then we have to list a few more things that we would like to work on for the calendar. I'm just looking for week papers. I think these are pretty good. Because I have been through them a couple of times and I've been adding things to them as it is. That's really fugly. And of course, I wasn't paying any attention. I've got like a good half inch, 3/4 of an inch sticking out here. I'm going to have to add some really interesting edgings. I did do the other ones. I did some, I didn't do some. Last one, guys. Okay, this definitely needs something. What's on that side? Kind of like that. An interesting one. I wish I had more of this one. I'm definitely gonna have to do more of that one. But I think that's the winner chicken dinner. Yep. So it's going to be a thing of keep your scraps. So that we can make some fun stuff. Keep your long, skinny bits so that we can make some borders, edgings, and you know what? If you don't have long, skinny strips, we could just cut some gel print or whatever, scrapbook paper or whatever. The blue one, fold it in half. I just didn't want to cover that up. I have kind of a plan for. We'll see what I've got on the other side of this pink piece of paper. Are we lagging again? See, I go through and I add bits of whatever, and this needs something covering it. This, well, I'm going from back to front, obviously. This could use something. This is a nice, it's got gold paint in it, but it does need something on this edge. I am going to fold this in half and use it as a wrap on an edge. I'm not sure if it's going to be this one. It's just you. Not sure I want it on that page, but I do have to have something on this page. What have we got? I've got green and burgundy. Too dark. No pink. You know, I've got so much stuff in here. I've got to have something that's going to be a good match. See? That matches this, doesn't match that. This is what happens when Kim has leftover paint and has to put it somewhere. This one has the green, it's got a bit of the red, and it's got some of the brown. I'm going to use that. I will hold it up so that you can see. Let's put a white paper in there. Oh, Malia! I'm looking for a new printer, and you were saying how much you liked yours. Can you please tell me what it is that you bought, if you don't mind? I think we've decided on one. It is a Canon, and it's got the ink tanks, not just the cartridges. Because I've got a perfectly good printer, but I can't get cartridges for it anymore. Okay, so can you see how that sort of matches? It's got the red to match this thing. It's got green, and it's got the goldy color. The Canon tank. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm looking for, is a Canon tank. I'm going to use this as the edge on this. I thought you said it was a Canon tank. Yeah, I think it matches reasonably well. I mean, everything else is not as fine. You know what I mean? It's more of a larger printed stuff. But I mean, I could put a focal point in that circle there. So just stick that right to the bottom, inside this tuck. Go all the way to the top, along the edge. Trim that off. You've got an Epson tank. We used to have an Epson printer, and when it was starting, it had those foam pads underneath, so that when they did the cleaning the print heads and stuff, the ink would sit in those pads. And it kept telling us that, like, once those pads fill up to a certain weight, you can't use the printer anymore. So we would take the pads out and rinse them and dry them and put them in and reset the code, because we found a reset code for that. And we managed to do that 4 times, and then it wouldn't let us update the code anymore or anything. They sure get you that way, eh? They sure get you that way. So that's the border that I used on that. Ledger paper is always a nice weight. I do have put a border on it, but it's a nice weight. Okay, here's the other one of those. Nope, that's not going to work. I'm going to have to put something down that edge. Doesn't have to be sticky out glaring. I like that against that. And what does it look like with this green? can't get away with that. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Completely different on that. Kind of like that. Picks up the page behind with the purple. Hmm. You know, guys, I apologize because normally I don't hem and haw like this. I just, oh yeah, let's do that and do it. $28.50. Have you had any issues with it at all, Sherry? And how many pages does the the paper tray hold? The Canon that we're looking at will hold 300 pieces of paper. Okay, I will look at that, Malia. Thank you. I will click on it right now. My belly bands are pretty thick. I don't have them that they can wrap because I do have a stack of belly bands or a stock of belly bands. Let's put the cap on the glue and I will quickly show you what I've got for belly bands. So my belly bands, I don't have them so that they can wrap. You know, they're just ready to go in. Don't really have to add anything to them. So, I mean, I will be putting belly bands, but that's one of the last things I put on the pages as a rule. I mean, I probably have some with belly bands in now, but... Okay, there's that other pink page. Oh, look. That one actually has blue on. I will use it on this page because it's got like blue hearts, got the blue swirl, blue across the page. It also has like a tealy color, turquoise, that picks up on the green, and this has nothing on it. So I'm going to use that one on this one, Belinda. I know that it's the other side of that pink page that you recommended it for way back at the beginning of this signature. Neek, come back. So I do have extra belly bands. but they won't work for wrapping pages. No. So I will work on the calendar in the next few days so that if it's something like coffee stained paper or whatever, or if you want to have coffee stained paper to make something with, you can have it ready to go. But I think it's probably going to be more paper stained or PET papers. If that makes sense. Yours holds about 75. Okay. I don't know if the ink brand's specific or not. Because all my past printers, like this one included, have cartridges, and since I can't get cartridge for it, that's why I have to get a new printer. And the stupid thing is I can't even print like black and grays. You know, that if the color ink is out, it locks up the whole computer. Every ink cartridge has to be able to be used. Which to me, I find stupid. I don't know about you, but when you guys put stuff down on a page, do you cut it to fit beforehand or do you trim after? I trim after and then I curse myself because my hand doesn't want to bend that way. If you know what I mean. I do know that some people will put a cutting mat between and then use a straight edge. In fact, they will cut all their pages. They'll put a signature together like this, and then they will put a straight edge down. Oh, look, I got another tear. Band-Aid, Band-Aid. And then cut them all to be the same size. Oh, see, way off. Doesn't matter. Band-Aid. Where's the tear? I saw a tear. Yeah, they used to refill ink cartridges. There are certain ink cartridges that can be refilled and some that can't. Mine can't. You know, these aren't things that I thought of before purchasing this printer. Band-Aid, that's what I was doing. Where's that tear? Well, isn't that interesting? I saw a tear and now I can't find it. Okay, it was on this side because it had the corks. as a background. Huh. Well, I can't find the tear, so I don't need Band-Aid. And as soon as I start working on this page, there it is. See, look. I just wasn't holding it in the right direction. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having an ink tank that I can just fill. You know, I've often thought of just adding some water because I'm thinking that maybe it's just they need the weight of the tank, the weight of the cartridge. But I don't know if water leaking in is going to muck up the printing, right? That it could make other things run. But I'm really sad, you know. This has been a really, really decent printer for us. And I know how to work it, which is, you know, the main one of the main things for me because I use the scanner and the fax and whatever. So I don't know. Just don't know. Don't know, don't know. All right. So I've got the journals that I'm working on. The pages are reinforced, so I can just go and decorate to my heart's content. Just keep adding stuff until I'm happy with them. And of course, I have to do covers, which I can struggle with. But at least now I can just grab stuff, add, and go. Perfect. I appreciate you guys for watching that. I don't know. See, I don't know if it's the um then I don't know if it's the weight or not. But they've also got like those computer chip things in them, right? That every cartridge has a computer chip. So maybe it reads the chip that was in there and kind of cancels it so you can't use it again. Does that make sense? That the chip only has so many lives? That's what we found with that Epson when I was saying you only get so many prints out of the machine because it counts them. And your ink tanks could be full. Yeah, maybe. But the really big thing is I can't get cartridges for it anymore, Anne. They're obsolete now. That's why I thought I could just print black and white, like just because I've got black cartridges. So, yeah, maybe I'll try putting a washer on and see if that will work. But I mean, each of the the colors they have the X on them that they're not good, not good, not good. All right, so I will read you guys the lists, and if you can think of anything, let me know. So we've got journal cards, page tabs, edges and borders, pockets, dangles, paper clips, clusters, faux washi, lace, belly bands, snippet rolls, paper ribbon, inchies, twinchies, flip outs, and tags, corner tucks and corner bookmarks, concertina, and a zine. Any other ideas, thoughts? Ideas, thoughts, requests. All right. So then I will, like I say, I will work up lists of things that we will use for these. Um, of course, you're going to do it your style. I'm just going to, you know, inchies, have the inchies cut out previously. I will also show you an easy way for doing inchies. Maybe. Do you want to take them right from the get go where we cut them, or will you have them ready cut? Either way, I will show you at the beginning how to do them. That makes sense. That makes sense. All right. So I am going to say toodles for now. I'm going to go and put on a pot of soup for supper. I will be playing with this stuff. What we will need, everything's going to include scrap paper, guys. Scrap paper, painty paper, magazines. So you will need, if you've got glossy page magazines, use a glue that will stick, make them stick. I'm still trying to find one that I like for that. I find that they separate. Maybe have a started a signature, various pages. They could be book pages, they could be flyer pages, whatever, that we can stick stuff to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to 2024 as well. I'm sure that we can come up with all kinds of fun ideas. We could even put decide, like, I'll get this up before the new year, and you guys can say, I'd like to see how we would hand stitch on a book, uh, whatever. So, just ideas. We'll just do some ideas. So, thanks everybody. I really appreciate you all for being here. I'm sorry I was boring and just gluing lots of stuff today, but I appreciate the fact that you guys are keeping me company while I'm doing it. As I say, I will get this done. I will post it on Meet Your Creativity. I will let you know on Tuesday. We'll work on masterboards, and I will let you know what we've got up. And that's about it. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Enjoy your Monday, and I will see you on Tuesday. Take care. Thanks again, everyone. Bye for now.